Hey, Chef and Max here. We're back with our 1963 Series 1 Jaguar. We got it up on the rack. We want to show you what is going on the underside. If you've watched our top side video, we know this is a really well kept car, but certainly could also be considered a restoration, and certainly has a restoration candidate, and certainly has some mechanical needs coming your way. So we're going to take a look at the get up underneath and be looking for rust, other issues. And I am not a Jag expert. I certainly haven't touched a lot of these. This rear end is just crazy, Max. I mean, look at those inline disc brakes. Yeah. 1963.
That's called independent rear suspension, IRS, baby. That's what Corvette tried to do too. And they did.
Yeah.
Yep. But Jag, baby, here we go. Sports car.
The dual coils in the back, pretty phenomenal.
Pretty cool.
So all that is in place. You see the back of the wire wheels. Up into the cracks and crevices. I'll kind of slow down. We're just seeing good metal. I'm not seeing any sort of corrosion on these bolts. As you know from the last video, this has been a Western car its whole life. And so it should be pretty simple to work on. You're not going to be fighting rust or seized up parts. We get into a little classic funk here.
Homebrew.
Homebrew looks like we got grandma's kitchen floor underneath there. So that is a homemade heat deflector. So that's metal wrapped, and it also has some padding in there. Up underneath there, some insulation, because your butt is sitting right there. So
let's talk about that sway bar, huh?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, you know, I gotta point out what it is.
I agree. I was teasing you.
Like, I'm gonna go off. You're like, dude, move away from the homebrew. All right, here's some more.
Your supports, frame's looking pretty solid under there. This is definitely some metal structural area and part of the body work, which is in really nice condition. And we'll look at this side as well.
Yeah, subframe, pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty nice and clean.
I'm not seeing any cuts on the floor. These floor pans look to be original. You got an improper lift here at somewhere point through the years. So you do have a little deformation there. Be aware of that. Transmission pan is completely missing, which we understood that. We weren't too worried about it because we weren't going to keep a automatic transmission in there. We assume the next buyer is going to go back to a manual as well.
Take a look at the passenger side floor pans.
Once again, those bolts look really, unaffected as far as age and certainly no rust. Got the same thing, but improper lift here. Probably went for an oil change and a little deformation there.
And no, these cars will definitely rust out in this area. And yes, there is a little bit of deformity, but I'm going to say that, like Shep just said it again, probably incorrect lift.
Right. So definitely look at the photos for our engine numbers and our data tag. Those will be a lot more viewable. Obviously the numbers are on the top side. That is the original Jag engine. And this car hasn't been run. You can see those disc brakes, just a little surface rust on those. All your suspension components are here. And it's not really banged up underneath the chin either. That lower radiator support bracket is in good shape, as well as the front tubes.
Let's look up in kind of this direction. This is the main wheel well area. I would assume that there'd be a lot of rust that would start here. I'm just going to direct the light a little bit to that area. And let me adjust my light here. That looks pretty darn factory to me. Maybe we'll look at the rear part of the wheel well too.
Yeah, just good metal in through here. Those seams aren't blown or swollen. You come on this side too, on the other side of the wire wheel.
Let's move to the front.
Yep.
Show off the wheel well. Let's do it on the other side while we're at it.
And get a good look underneath that. Man, that's just really good.
Yeah, let's come back to that real quick. Let me get my light set up here on the camera. Okay.
And to point out the obvious, we don't get a lot of Series 1's Jags. If there's a spot of the car that you feel like we blew by, certainly inadvertent, you can give us a shout. We can give you close-up photos or talk to you about anything in more detail. If you let us know what you're looking for, we'll find it.
Hey Shep, give this a little wobble so we can show off the bearings there.
That's firm.
Not good? They are not bad. That's what I meant to say. I did not mean to say that.
No, I mean, the feel of it.
Pretty tight.
Yeah, maybe a little there. This one is actually a little bit tighter, but good to go. So good metal underneath here. As we mentioned from the get-go, Oregon Washington car, nice dry climate. This is not a rust bucket. Series 1 Jag in the same family since 1970. Driven as an everyday driver. Loved as a member of the family. First time on the market in 45, coming up on 46 years. So if you've got an interest and you want to take over the Series 1 Jag from us, you can do it, or otherwise we'll get to work ourselves.
Right.
It'll be done this fall. All right, appreciate it. This is Shep and Max. I'm Shep, 208-721-1973.
And I'm Max, 208-720-8854.